All right, we are live. Happy Wednesday, everybody, guys. Excited to dive into this. We are talking about free agent running backs. I can't get enough of these free agent running backs. So we're going to talk about them. Since I can't get enough, we got to talk about them because running backs are so crucial, and we are live. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys smash thumbs up. Let's see who's in the room here. We are in the heart of the off season here, and it never ends here at the Fantasy Football Counselor podcast here. I'm excited for the season. I'm going to pull up the news and notes in a moment here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. We are locking up talent for the Fantasy Sports Summit, which is coming up. That's going to be huge. It is off season now, but it's going to be regular season in fantasy before we know it. And we're going to want to know who's who in the neighborhood for fantasy football. So good morning, Tattoo Destroyer. Dan's in the house. Bella, check yourself. Bella, check. Get it? Bella, check yourself. I get it. Are you a Belichick fan there? Bella, check yourself. That is funny. That's funny. I'm going to see if there's anything in the news. And clearly there isn't much. It is the off season, but there's going to be a lot of free agency moves. There's going to be a ton of free agency moves here. I'm going to pull up my trusty banner for the latest news and notes.
We now have breaking news.
All right. I like that. I like that sound effect. It's very Concheapsis newsroom. It's like white collar Concheapsis newsroom type stuff here. So, guys, if you guys are here, it's very important you just turn on the bell, smash thumbs up, and get the message out. Share it, like it, tap it, hit it, smash it. The thumbs up is very important. Drop your comments below. I'll try to get to some questions. Henry's in the house. I'm wondering if we should do this show at 1 o'clock. I know it's the dead of the season, but I think we should do this show at 1 o'clock moving forward. At least when we get to the season, because we are losing the West Coast audience. I don't know anybody in their right mind is up at 6:30 unless you got a job. But in that case, you're up for your job and you're at work, unless you can listen at work, right? So you're losing the West Coast audience. I'm thinking maybe do this at 1 o'clock. Let me know your thoughts. Does 1 o'clock work for you guys? Like to get some feedback here. All right, latest news and notes, and then we're going to get into running backs. I want to talk about all the free agents. I got a list of free agents here. Like I got my trusty list here. There's a lot. Henry says one is good for me. Yeah, so there's like a list of free agents at running back. I just want to talk about potential landing spots. I know I talked about this about a week ago, but I want to still talk about it because it's becoming more and more of a factor. It's going to be huge in regards to impact. So there's a lot to talk about here. Henry says Rhode Island here. Okay, yeah, a lot of people on the East Coast, West Coast. West Coast people are probably still sleeping. So I want to do it maybe at 1 during the season. That way we get everybody. Then I'll do like a regular show that comes out in the morning. We do the lives at 1. Then we're kind of hitting everybody here. So, yeah, so let's go here at the breaking news here. There isn't much here, man. Anthony Richardson is making good progress, blah, blah, blah. No timetable on his return, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys like Anthony Richardson? I don't trust him. I really, really don't. Yeah, Dan, I'm on Spotify. Just Google Fantasy Football Counselor and just hit follow there. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Anthony Richardson, he's going to be expensive. You're going to have to pay for Anthony Richardson. I don't know if I'm ready to pay for Anthony Richardson, especially coming off that injury, hasn't got a year under his belt. It's going to be a bit of a problem for me. So let me know what you guys think. Anthony Richardson, is he a consideration for you guys? Looks like his shoulder's making progress. Calvin Ridley, impeding free agent. Apparently Ridley appears to be back on track to hit the free agency. Some teams may be willing to pay for Ridley, who may be a number 1 type receiver, but I don't know, man. He didn't really prove it last year. But again, volume is key. Maybe he just wasn't getting the volume. Saquon Barkley is not going to be tagged from what I'm hearing. No tag for him, which we're going to get into running backs. And we already talked about this yesterday. Russell Wilson gets released by Denver. Mike Evans gets a big deal for a couple of years, $52 million, $35 million guaranteed. There really isn't anything going on, but it's going to, when it rains, it pours. It's just going to hit us hard, like with the draft, the combine hit. Got some, we talked a little bit about that on some explosive running backs coming out. But right now it's just going to be more leading up to the draft and teams who they want to select. So it's going to be interesting as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. Okay. But yeah, I really want to just have an open discussion. I'm going to keep this a short one today. Smash thumbs up, turn on the bell. And if you haven't gotten 16 round drafts, which you can pre-order it, use code SMASH below. And you can secure your ticket to the summit. The summit is going to be amazing. Tajay Spears booked. We're looking at booking almost confirmed with Trey Benson. I got more in the queue there. It's going to be pretty wild, man. It's going to be a live stream. You're automatically entered for a PS5. It's going to be wild. So make sure you guys get 16 rounds. I'm going to link it below, or thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. All right, let's talk really quickly here about these running backs. There's just so many running backs that are free agents that are not going to get tagged and probably not returning to their current home, which means they're out in the wild. If they're out in the wild, guys, it's going to be wild. Okay, I got to put my one second. My Michael Jordan thing kind of fell there, so I got to put that back up. That's not important right now. I was looking at that. Fell back. Okay, so look at all these free agents here. We got Derrick Henry, we got Josh Jacobs, we got Saquon Barkley, all viable starters wherever they end up, even though Derrick Henry's in twilight zone of his career. Josh Jacobs had a down year last year. Saquon Barkley was down because his team sucked. They had no receivers. Their quarterback was hurt. I don't know what to tell you about Saquon. Bad situation. You got Tony Pollard available. Potentially, he sucks. He's going to be a backup wherever he ends up. Austin Eckler, he's going to be a backup based on his age and his lack of performance last year. He's going to be a backup. Cordarrelle Patterson, I mean, do we really care? He was a wide receiver anyway coming into the league. Somehow worked his way to become a running back. I don't know how, but you guys let me know. Was he a running back before? Because I'm pretty sure he came in the league as a wide receiver for the Vikings, but I could be wrong. Maybe he was a running back at some point in his career that I missed out on. I don't know. Gus Edwards, I mean, I don't think anybody really cares. Alexander Madison had his opportunity, did nothing with it. He had his opportunity to shine. Could have been the starter, did absolutely nothing with it. Zeke, I don't think he's going to be coming back to the Patriots, right? Stevenson wants to be the 3-down back, but they're probably going to draft somebody or bring somebody in because they like committees. And if they do an internal hire there at coaching, they're probably going to still run the Belichick type BS with the committee. It's going to be crazy. Zeke, I'm not going to be touching him, right? Singletary, he did okay last year based on situation. I don't think he's a great running back. I think that, they may retain him as a backup. Texans will. That's going to be interesting. Clyde Edwards-Helaire sucks. He's a free agent. Swift, Foreman, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Kareem Hunt. This is what I'm talking about. There's just so many running backs. And when these guys are out there, which they're going to be, and they pretty much are, and they're going to be landing on different teams, it's really going to have some major ripple down effect on the rookies coming in and other running backs in the NFL. So, there's certain guys that have solidified their spots. Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, guys, Jan, secure guys. I don't see Falcons bringing in Derrick Henry or Jacobs. I don't see the Jets bringing in Barkley or anyone like that. Now, the Jets could bring in a Pollard as a backup. I don't think that's going to buzzkill Breece. I'm just talking hypothetical here, right? So where are these guys going to land? Which teams have the needs? That's the big question, okay? Let me know, guys. So let's start off with Derrick Henry here. Derrick Henry, again, it's open discussion. I don't really want to go in order here, but Derrick Henry, wherever he goes, theoretically, just because of etiquette and political reasons, because he's been the guy, you just don't bench Derrick Henry. It's like the coach comes in, we've acquired Derrick Henry. You just don't bench him and make him a backup. So I would assume he's going to be a starter. Saquon's going to be a starter. Jacobs is going to be a starter, potentially. Where are they going to land? Possible landing spots. I think the Texans, somebody needs a running back there, a main guy. The Chargers need a main guy, right? Who else? Help me out here, guys. Chargers, Texans, Ravens need a main guy. Another problem is these rookies coming in. Are these teams going to get a rookie, right? Are they going to draft a rookie. Now the class isn't that big. You got Trey Benson. I did an episode on this. Go back and watch that show yesterday. Jonathan Brooks, who's coming off an injury, who, his draft value may go down. Then you've got Blake Corum. You've got, Jalen Wright. You got all these options, right? So are these teams that need a running back going to be going to the draft, or are they going to bring in something a little more secure and steady? And out of these three, Blake Corum, I like Blake a lot. Derrick, Josh Jacobs, or Barkley are the only three out of this entire list that I would think are starters. Tony Pollard, no. Eckler sucks. Patterson sucks. Gus Edwards, Madison had his chance. Zeke can't start anymore. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, forget it. DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins had his chance, can't stay on the field to save his life. It's, these guys have just sucked. So all these guys they're just going to be, all they're going to be, guys, is backups at best, aside from Jacobs, Henry, and Saquon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me right now, in the comments, is Singletary going to start somewhere? No. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Swift, Dobbins, no. Gus Edwards, Patterson, Eckler, no. So ultimately, guys, it comes down to these guys literally, buzz killing and becoming backups for other guys. That's it. That's all they're going to do. Madison's going to try to buzz kill somebody. Zeke's going to try to buzz kill, which he did last year on the Patriots. Singletary buzz killed Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce never got going. Bottom line is this. I've never seen a free agency at running back like this. It's never been this wild and crazy with such big names and buzz kills and pests, really, just pests. That's all it is. It's wannabe running back ones that have never had the chance to be RB1s or had the chance to be RB1s. They just never did anything with it. And they're out here and they're just going to try to buzzkill. So next year is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. It's going to be very interesting because these guys are going to buzzkill. So let me know, guys. What's up, Craig? What's up, Dan? This is going to be I don't know, man. I just want this to end. I want the free agency to just go through. I want us to all go through this free agency, have these guys just get on the team that they're supposed to get on, and let's let this draft fizzle out. I want the depth chart to settle. We don't know. Yeah, I think Dameon Pierce had his chance. He's kind of just never going to emerge. He's kind of had his chance, in my opinion. You could have had your chance last year. You didn't have anybody in front of you. Singletary sucks, and you let Singletary beat you. I got no respect for you, really. I have no respect. That's why I didn't like Madison. He had all those years to surpass Dalvin Cook. He couldn't do it. And then you put him as a starter. You can't do it. You're not that good. A.J. Dillon, tons of opportunity to pass Aaron Jones, who's been hurt on and off the field. Just can't do it. J.K. Dobbins, opportunity to start. Just never been able to do it. Right? Kareem Hunt, always a backup fiddle to Nick Chubb through the years. Never been able to do it. Right? Zeke losing his job to Sucky Pollard, pretty much. He's done. Right? These guys are done to me. They're dead. They are done to me. They're washed. I'm never going to look at these guys again. Ever. Right? Eckler had a chance last year. Busted. Told you he busted. Pollard busted. Right? Saquon, I'll give him a break. The talent is there. It's just the team was never that good. Right? Henry's good. Jacobs down year last year. So, again, out of all these guys, the only three we should be concerned about is taking a starting job is Henry, Jacobs, and Barkley. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's it. The other guys are backups at best, buzzkills, and pests. That's what they're going to be, right? And until we see where they land and what happens with the NFL draft, then and only then are we able to determine what happens. So, if, for example, if Trey Benson ends up on the Chargers and they keep Eckler, I'm going to still draft Benson because Eckler sucks. Mind you, Eckler's going to get worked in, but it's going to be annoying, but it is what it is. Trey Benson ends up on the Cowboys. Pollard stays there. Benson takes that job. Pollard becomes a pest. So we don't know until we see what happens with these charts. Let me know what you guys think, guys, in the comments. Drop it below. But again, this is the landscape. This is how it's going to be. So potential landing spots, I think Henry ends up maybe on the Ravens, something like that. I think Jacobs, I don't know, man. I don't know. They should keep him, but they're not going to. I don't think. I think they may be looking at a rookie. We don't know. Zamir White may step up. Saquon, I think he ends up on the Texans. Pollard, I mean, there's talk. He could go anywhere. I don't know. You literally have to go and Google every one of these guys and dive into hypothetical articles on where they're going to land. That's the only way you could do this and just kind of play, landing spot roulette, literally. So again, it's going to be messy, but I just came on to say today, like, keep it short, is that 3 running backs can take the starting job. The other guys are literally buzzkill, pests, crapshoot guys. Henry and Corum to the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, Corum could end up being a backup. Very, very possible, like as he gets eased in. That would suck. Hopefully he comes in as a starter, but maybe not. But yeah, some of these rookies that are coming in, even the guy that had that amazing time, Isaac Guerendo, okay, whatever his name, I can't pronounce his last name. He had a great time. Doesn't mean he's going to be a starter in the NFL. It just doesn't mean that. And I gave an example last night when we were doing a show yesterday. Keith Marshall was a guy in college that ran with Todd Gurley, came into the NFL draft in 2016 or 17. I can't remember what year. Ran a 4.29, something like that. And then he was on Washington and he never saw the light of the field. Like, it is what it is, okay? Eric Gray could be an RB1. Maybe. That's a bit of a long shot. Guys that have just kind of been buried on the depth chart, never got their go. Very unlikely they emerge, but it happens. It's happened before. But nothing I'm getting excited about their Tattoo Destroyer. Not excited at all about that. So again, it's just right now, it's going to be a month of total BS, a month and a half of total BS of just like waiting for the draft and like this idling stage. And then as soon as the draft happens, boy, man, then the floodgates open and fantasy football is in full force. 16 rounds gets out and it's going to be a boom season. So again, if you guys are here, make sure you guys do smash thumbs up, turn on the bell. I know 70% of people that watch the videos aren't even subscribed. So it's crazy. Like when I do a video on top 10 running backs, it hits the algorithm, people looking up running backs, they come, they watch, and then they just haven't subscribed. I tend to watch videos tons of times. I'm not subscribed. They don't really even realize how good this channel is, how much outside of the box it is. So make sure you guys do subscribe, thumbs up. And I'm going to try to maybe move this show to 1. I'm still trying to figure out the schedule here as we get more to the season. All right, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. I got to roll out. And yeah, it's a mess at running back. It's going to be a wild, wild west here at running back, especially with all these free agents. Just understand there's going to be a ton of committees, a ton of disaster, a ton of uncertainty. And I'm going to clear that up in the 16-round draft solution. All right, subscribe, thumbs up, guys. I appreciate you.